Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're exploring a concept many of you might have bumped into Ikigai, but we're aiming to go a bit deeper than the usual definition.
That's right.
Our source for this is the book, Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. It's a really insightful look at how some of the world's longest living people find their sense of purpose, their joy.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today, let's try to unpack the core ideas of Ikigai, look at how you might actually apply it, and maybe uncover some surprising links between living with purpose and living longer, happier lives. Hopefully some wisdom here that might just shift how you look at your daily routines.
And it really is profound wisdom, host speaker. It's drawn directly from the lives of these, centenarians. The appeal, I think, the promise of the concept is in how simple it sounds, yet how deep it goes. It's not about these huge life-altering events necessarily.
Right.
It's more about finding that consistent meaning in the day-to-day. And these elders, they've absolutely mastered that.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Ikigai. Starting right at the beginning, the word itself. It's iki meaning life,
Life, yeah.
and gai meaning what? Like worth, value, reason.
Exactly. Worth, value, reason. So put it together, and Ikigai is essentially your reason for being, or maybe your reason to get up in the morning, that kind of driving force.
Every engine, right.
Precisely. And the book uses that well-known diagram, right? The 4 circles. It describes Ikigai as this sweet spot where 4 things overlap.
Ah, yes, I've seen that.
First, it's got to be something you love. Second, something you're actually good at.
Okay.
Third, something the world needs. And fourth, something you could potentially be paid for.
Right, paid for. That's often the tricky one.
It can be. But what's interesting is how the book suggests these elements work together dynamically. It's not just finding 4 separate things.
So it's clearly more than just, your job description or a weekend hobby. It feels bigger.
Yeah.
Like finding a direction, a purpose for your whole life. Is that the idea?
That's a great way to put it. A guiding star. It's powerful because it's holistic. It looks at your whole well-being. The source actually summarizes it really nicely.
Ikigai is the joy of always being busy doing what you love, with purpose, and in harmony with your values and community.
Ah, okay. Joy of always being busy. That's interesting. Not stressed, but busy with purpose.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from just, say, making money, doing something you're good at, to this active, joyful engagement that feels right to you and maybe helps others too.
And what makes this really hit home, I think, is the real-world example. The book talks about Ogimi Village in Okinawa.
Ogami.
This place known for just an incredible number of centenarians, people living really active, full lives, way into their 90s, 100s.
It's quite amazing. And their secret, if you can call it that, according to the research in the book, isn't just one thing. It's like a blend.
A blend.
Yeah. A strong sense of purpose, their Ikigai, really deep community connections, consistent healthy habits, and just this generally positive outlook. It's all woven together in their daily lives, not separate boxes. Okay, so let's dig into those habits. Chapter 2 talks about specific anti-aging secrets, right? Things like diet.
Definitely. The diet's a big one, mostly plant-based. Practicing hara hachibu.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Eat till you're 80% full.
That's the one. Avoiding processed foods, focusing on fresh, local stuff. Basic, but powerful. And beyond food, lifestyle stuff like staying active every day, keeping stress levels relatively low.
Which sounds great, but, easier said than done for a lot of us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting link the book makes. These healthy habits often aren't seen as a chore by the people in Ogimi.
Oh, so?
Well, when you have a purpose, your Ikigai, these healthy choices tend to flow more naturally. It's like you want to take care of yourself because you have a reason to keep going, to contribute, to experience things. It's not just obligation, it's intrinsic motivation.
That makes a lot of sense, that inner drive, which kind of links to another idea in the book, right? The concept of flow.
Yes, flow state
Yeah.
from chapter 3. That feeling of being completely immersed in something. Time just disappears.
Yeah, you're just totally in the zone.
Exactly. And the book points out a strong link between Ikigai and activities that get you into that flow state. Things like, writing, gardening, painting, teaching, maybe even caring for someone.
Things you love and that challenge you a bit.
Precisely. When you're doing something connected to your purpose, something you enjoy and are reasonably skilled at, flow often happens. And it's not just about being productive, it's the deep engagement, the joy in the process.
So how do you find that? The book gives tips, right? Like choose tasks that are challenging but not impossible.
Right. Not overwhelming. Set clear goals for what you're doing. And this is a big one. Focus on one thing at a time. Ditch the multitasking.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Tell me about it. But it connects back to this bigger idea that well-being isn't just what you achieve, but how you engage with life. Finding that absorption, even in small things, adds so much richness. It's beyond just ticking boxes. It's about contentment.
It really sounds like it's about the small things adding up. Chapter 4 talks about these simple daily habits of the Okinawans.
Yeah, the little things like staying socially active, really connected, keeping a positive attitude, generally, waking up with a sense of purpose for that day, even if it's small, being present.
And didn't you mention community? There was a specific term, moai.
Ah, yes, moai. It's fascinating. It's essentially a lifelong support group, a tight-knit circle of friends who support each other emotionally, sometimes even financially, through thick and thin.
Wow, like a built-in safety net.
Exactly. It really underscores how vital strong social connections are for longevity and well-being. We often underestimate that.
And then there's movement. Chapter 5 talks about that, but not like, hitting the gym hard.
No, not intense workouts. It's more about gentle, consistent movement woven into the day. They walk a lot. They garden, that's big. Gentle stretching. There's even this thing called radio taiso.
Radio Taiso, what on earth is that?
It's basically a light, follow-along exercise routine, often done in groups, sometimes broadcast over the radio or TV. Very gentle, gets the joints moving.
So constant, natural movement rather than bursts of intensity.
Exactly. It ties into something else we see later, this idea of never fully retiring. Their lives stay active naturally, gardening, seeing friends. Keeps the body going without the strain.
Okay, moving on a bit. Chapter 6 introduces a philosophy, wabi-sabi. That sounds beautiful. What is it?
It is beautiful. It's about finding beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. Seeing the value in flaws, in transience, like an old cracked tea bowl being more interesting than a perfect new one.
Huh. So, embracing imperfection, how does that connect to living longer? Seems a bit abstract.
Well, think about resilience. If you can accept imperfection, accept change, accept that life isn't always smooth or flawless, you're probably going to be less stressed, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Less fighting against reality.
Exactly. It fosters acceptance, adaptability, less stress, more inner peace. That's definitely going to contribute to a longer, more contented life. Less wear and tear, mentally and physically.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got diet, flow, community, gentle movement, embracing imperfection. But what did the actual centenarians say? Chapter 7 has their wisdom, right? What stood out to you from their advice?
What struck me was how simple yet profound their advice is, and how consistent. You hear things like, don't worry so much.
Easier said than done.
True. But also, stay active and never retire completely. We saw that already. A huge emphasis on be surrounded by good friends. That moai idea again. And just smile and be grateful.
Wow. It's not complicated, is it?
Not at all. It's about focusing on what you can control, valuing connection, finding joy in simple things. Their whole message seems to be about living these purposeful, balanced lives, filled with small joys and daily rituals, not necessarily chasing some huge, singular goal.
Okay, so bringing it all together for someone listening now, how do you actually find your own Ikigai? The book gives some practical tips, doesn't it? It's not like a lightning bolt strike.
No, definitely not a lightning bolt. It's presented more as an ongoing exploration, a process.
So where do you start? Self-reflection.
Absolutely. Start by asking yourself, what activities make me lose track of time? What genuinely gives me energy, makes me feel alive? Just notice that.
Okay, notice what brings joy or flow. Then what?
Then maybe list out your strengths. What are you actually good at? And your passions, what do you care about? And then, maybe a bit harder, ask yourself, is there something the world needs that I might be able to offer, using those strengths and passions?
At intersection again.
Right. But it's crucial to experiment. Try different things. Your Ikigai can change. It evolves as you grow. It's not set in stone. And finally, just stay consistent with small, joyful routines. Those little things add up.
It really feels like the message is that Ikigai isn't about becoming CEO or finding some world-changing invention necessarily.
Not at all.
It could be about the consistent joy of taking care of your garden or walking with your friends every morning or teaching a skill you love or creating something just for the pleasure of it, much more accessible.
Exactly. It's often found in those simple, unassuming moments and routines, available to pretty much everyone.
Okay, so just to recap quickly, we've dug into Ikigai, that reason for being, found where what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and maybe what you can get paid for all intersect. We've seen those real-world habits from Okinawa, hara hachibu, staying active naturally at the moai support groups, embracing wabi-sabi, all tied to this underlying sense of purpose.
And the key takeaway, I think, is that consciously aligning your life with your Ikigai, whatever that looks like for you, isn't just some nice philosophical idea. The evidence from places like Okinawa suggests it's a practical path towards a life that's not only longer, but genuinely happier and more fulfilling.
It reframes well-being, doesn't it? Less like a chore list,
Yeah.
more like a natural result of living with purpose.
Precisely.
So for you listening, here's something to maybe think about this week. How might focusing on that joy of being busy with purpose, even in your smallest daily routines, change how you experience your time and your happiness? What's one small, consistent, joyful routine you could maybe experiment with starting now that might just be a step on the path to your own Ikigai?
A great question to ponder.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Ikigai. We hope it's given you some valuable food for thought.